Namaskar, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning to all of you. Welcome to Cosmic Yoga Studio. Hope everyone is in good health. Let's kickstart today's session on food for consciousness. We will see close relation of food with mind and soul of yoga practitioner. For yoga practitioner who is on the path of yogic practices and spirituality, the selection of food matters a lot. Incorrect food selection means the real benefits of yogic practices can't be experienced. If one practices asanas and dhyan but takes static food, there is negligible chance of seeing any positive effect of asana, dhyan, pranayam or any other yogic practices. On the other hand, if one has habit of taking sentient food, they are going to see quicker and better results. So, it is very important to understand the science behind the nature of food and its relationship with mind and soul of a yoga practitioner. Let's try to understand the basics. How food is related with building block of human structure, that is the cells. The physical body of every human being is composed of countless cells. These cells are of two kinds, protozoic and metazoic. All parts of the human body are composed of these two types of cells. In other sense, the entire human structure can be regarded as one metazoic cell. Each of these cells has its individual mind, soul, but the minds of these cells are different from human mind. The human mind is the unit microcosm plus the collection of minds of the protozoic and metazoic cells. Therefore, the human mind is a collective mind. Next, we will see the life cycle of human cells. Generally, a cell constitutes human body, lives about 21 days and then dies, being replaced by new cells. Cells generally grow out of light, air, water, and the food we eat. The nature of food and drink has its effect upon the cells, and consequently also influence the human mind. Obviously, each and every yoga practitioner should be very cautious in selecting food. Only food which is helpful in keeping the body and mind sentient should be eaten. Every object of the world is dominated by one of these three principal forces, which are sentient, mutative, and static forces. Food is no exception, and according to its intrinsic nature, is divided into the same three categories. So, the basic food categories are sentient food or sattvik ahar. Food which is dominated by sentient forces and thus produces sentient cells can be categorized as sentient food. Thus, Sentient food is conducive to physical and mental well-being. Only food which falls under the category of sentient is good for mind. Examples of sentient food are rice, wheat, barley, all kinds of pulses, fruits, milk products, etc. Nature's sentient principle dominates food which are beneficial to both the body and the mind. Those foods include most fruits and vegetables, grains, legumes or beans, organic milk products, nuts, herbs, and mild spices. Note that there are some vegetable products which are not sentient, like lentils, taken at night are static, during the day they are mutative. Red lentils, onions, mushrooms, garlic, and white eggplants are static. The durian fruit of the Southeast Asia is also static. Vegetarian food is good for your body. But sentient food is good for your body as well as mind. Food not only has an effect on your body, it has an effect on your mind too. Fruits make you feel light and helps concentration. Meat makes you more irritable and coffee causes restlessness. If you want to have a sharp and peaceful mind, sentient food is the best food. The next category of food is mutative food or rajasic ahar. Food which is good for the body and may or may not be good for your mind, but certainly not harmful for the mind, is mutative. The natural force that creates motion and change in the universe is predominant in some foods. Mutative foods are beneficial to the body and may or may not be beneficial to the mind. These foods are stimulants, and some examples are coffee, tea, chocolate, carbonated drinks, and strong spices. Taken in moderate amount, mutative food are not harmful to spiritual progress. And the next category of food is static food or tamasic ahar. There is a static force that creates inertia in the universe. This force solidifies and binds consciousness. A static quality characterizes some foods, and when eaten, they make the mind dull and drowsy. These foods are detrimental to mental concentration and meditation. They also stimulate the lower chakras or psychophysical controlling points of the body and the mental propensities controlled by these centers, making it more difficult for spiritual aspirant to maintain mental purity. In terms of vital energy, static foods are harmful to both body or mind, and they should not be eaten by yogis. Static foods include meat, fish, egg, onions, mushrooms, garlics, alcohol, tobacco, drugs, as well as rottening or spoiled food These all come under the category of static foods. Static food has an unpleasant effect on the body and makes the mind dull, restless, or irritable. Those who want to succeed in meditation and yoga will get significant benefits by following a diet that includes foods from the sentient category and by avoiding the static foods. A sentient diet is especially important for those who wish to perform yoga postures or asanas on a daily basis. Suppose a yoga practitioner takes tamasic or static food. The result will be that after a certain period, static cells will grow and exercise a static influence on the aspirant's mind. Human beings must select satvic or sentient or rajasic or mutative food when necessary according to time, place and person. This will lead to the birth of sentient cells, which in turn will produce a love for spiritual practice and help in attaining psychic equilibrium and equipoise, leading to immense spiritual elevation. After about 21 days, the old cells are shed and new ones grow. But in old age, due to certain defects in the cells, the smoothness and the luster of the face disappears and the skin becomes wrinkled and the different parts of body are weakened. As a result of eating sentient food and performing spiritual practices, the cells of the human body become sentient. Naturally, an effulgence emanates from these cells, creating an aura around the physical body of the spiritual aspirant. This is the reason why many pictures of Mahapurusha, the highly evolved person, show them with radiant auras. If cells are affected by food and water, and if the nature of cells affect the nature of human mind, obviously human beings should eat the correct diet, because food and mind are closely related to each other. Any food item, whether good or bad, must not be taken indiscriminately because it may lead to mental degeneration. Sincere yoga practitioners must follow the dictum. In Sanskrit, it has been said, Ahar Shuddho Sattva Shuddhi, which means a sentient diet produces a sentient body. In order to have a balanced mind and to progress spiritually, human beings will have to pay attention to the quality of the food they eat. There are many people who don't agree with this justification and would still say, what is wrong with eggs? I thought onions were healthy. Mushrooms are full of protein. Why shouldn't we eat them? Let's see. Mushrooms grow in dark places on dead and rotting matter. The result is that they have a dulling effect on your mind. You can use many other kinds of food to get protein, and mushroom don't have so much protein anyways. You might get surprised to listen that the onions have grown first from the place where there was animals dead and rotting flesh. Scientifically, onions and garlic have more static effect on mind of yoga practitioners as compared to not vegetarian food. Good food gets digested in only 24 hours. Food that stays longer in the body, more than 24 hours, tends to spoil and produce poisonous gases that harm the body. Meat and eggs cause constipation. That means the food stays in your body for a long time. There are doctors who say that 80% of diseases are caused by constipation. Meat, onions, and garlic make the body very acidic. This makes your muscles and joints stiff, and in the longer run, it can cause arthritis and rheumatism. An acidic body also gets sick more easily. On the other hand, alkaline food is the opposite of acidic forming food. Eating more alkaline food is an excellent way of cleansing the body and curing it from the boils, acne, flu, and many other diseases. Nearly all fruits and vegetables are alkaline and very good for your health. You don't need to eat only fruits and vegetables, of course. For a healthy body and sharp mind, you can add any other sentient food. It is not surprising to see that human body structure naturally provided by nature doesn't support non-vegetarian food or static food category and is explained by scientists and doctors too. The first reason is humans don't have carnivorous teeth. Do you agree? Does our teeth resemble like lion, tiger, or any other carnivorous animals? The second one is carnivores have short intestinal tract that allows meat to pass quickly through their digestive system. Humans' intestinal tracts are much longer, like those of plant eaters. This gives the body more time to break down fiber and absorb the nutrients from plant-based food. You can verify this fact very well on the internet. Third one is meat may cause food poisoning in humans. Next one is carnivorous animals in the wild virtually never develop heart diseases or suffer from stroke. Elements that human can suffer an increased risk of developing due to their consumption of saturated fat and cholesterol found in meat. Heart diseases is the number one killer in US according to American Heart Association. If humans were meant to eat meat, why do meat eaters have a 32% higher risk of developing heart diseases than vegetarians? The fifth one is numerous studies have shown that meat is not ideal for human body and may actually be making us sick and killing us. The human body is intended to function on plant-based foods that are full of fibers, antioxidants, and unsaturated fat. We have seen a lot of reasons why human beings should not tend towards static food and try to move towards Sattvik food. Hope the session would have clarified all the three categories of food, and also which category of food should be selected by human, ideally for betterment of body, mind and soul. Thank you all for joining. Have a blissful morning. Namaskar.